Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salia Zuhur from class 8 studying Fusion Academy. Today I am going to deliver a presentation on global warming. So let's start. First of all, we need to understand the term global warming. Well, this is about globe. Global means the earth. We are talking about the earth. And what does it mean? What the term mean actually? It means the gradual rise in the temperature. Gradual rise in the temperature, and this is because the greenhouse effect, which is caused by the greenhouse gases. We have greenhouse gases just like we have carbon dioxide, we have methane, we have chlorofluorocarbon. Similarly, we will first discuss what are the causes of the global warming and how it affect in our lives. So the first thing is deforestation. Deforestation simply means the cutting down of the trees that we cut in our daily life to fulfill our needs. But this is it has a great impact in our lives. See how? We know that the plants basically, they exhale oxygen and that we are in need, and we exhale carbon dioxide. Okay, so plants are in need of carbon dioxide, but if there will be no plants, who will receive this carbon dioxide? And what happens eventually? The concentration of the carbon dioxide rise in the atmosphere. And similarly, what happens? The global warming starts increasing. And second thing is there, we have burning of fossil fuels. This is second main cause of the global warming. We have burning of fossil fuels. It simply means the fossil fuels which we burn. They are mainly combustion. Simply we have coal, petroleum that we use in our lives, and they consist of carbon. And carbon dioxide, it is a greenhouse gas. And when their concentration in the atmosphere rises, then it leads to the global warming. So we will let's see that what are the effects of the global warming. First of all, if the rise of the temperature increases in the atmosphere, what happens first? The glaciers or the ice which is present surrounds us, they starts melting. It starts melting, and what happens? The water from them just went to the water bodies, and the level of the water bodies that rises. Just like we have the 𝐏𝐑𝐄𝐒𝐄𝐒 glacier. We have a 𝐏𝐑𝐄𝐒 glacier, and almost 18% of the 𝐏𝐑𝐄𝐒 glacier we have lost. It's because of the global warming. And similarly, we have Suru Basin, and in Suru Basin we have lost 16% of glacier alone. It's because of the global warming. It's the impact of the global warming. Similarly, what happens? The water just went into the water bodies, and the rise in the concentration of the water rises in the water bodies. And what happens then? It leads to the floods. Next, we have the seasonal change. Seasonal change, or I can say climatic change. What happens in this? Basically the seasonal change. Say for example, if I will take about the example of Kashmir. What happens in Kashmir? It's basically winter here, but what's happening here there is no snowfall at all. We know that in Kashmir snowfall occurs, but due to the global warming the pattern has been changed. And similarly, if I will talk about some plants or some animals, they start basically, if I will talk about a plant, we have a plant narcissus, or a flower. We have a flower narcissus, basically which starts blooming in the March. But what happens? It's starting before its time period, in January or February. Say for example, if it needs sunlight, that it gets in the March. But that sunlight, when it gets in the January or February, so it starts blooming before its time period. Thank you so much.